My Froggy Stuff mashup to help our new besties find some of our favorite videos. This week is totally retro. We have gathered our retro-themed craft videos. From TVs to record players, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. I am going to make an instant camera for a doll using recycled paperboard from packaging, printables from our blog, myfroggystuff.blogspot.com, a nail file, craft paint, beads, buttons, acrylic jewels, and glue. I start by cutting open a paperboard box so that I can lay it flat. Using a ruler, I draw a square, cut it out, then use it to trace and cut several more. Once cut, we are going to use these squares to build the camera by taking a few, stack, and glue them together. Take a few squares and cut a large rectangle out of one side, add them to the stack, followed by more squares on top. Using a nail file, sand the edges smooth, take more squares and cut them in half. Stack, glue, sand, then attach it to the top. Take another square, cut it in half, cut it in fourths, then cut each piece diagonally. Glue and sand the triangles together, glue them to the back, cut a square in half, cut it again, then cut them in half again. Stack glue and sand, glue it to the back top corner, paint it, glue on acrylic jewels, beads, and buttons for added details, or use one of the squares to measure the right size printable to cut out and glue to the front. Roll extra paper from the printable to make a tube, paint it, then glue it on to extend the lens. Cut out the pictures, glue them with the good side facing out to make the instant pictures of your doll's adventures. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
With the new year approaching, we thought it'd be fun to go back in time and make an old school doll TV using a toaster pastry box, an empty roll of duct tape, scrapbook paper, acrylic paint, tape, clear plastic from packaging, toothpicks, extra paperboard, a printable from our blog, beads and buttons, and glue. I start by cutting a rectangle out of the back of the pastry box, making sure it is wide enough for the duct tape to fit inside. On the other side, measure and cut out a small rectangle. And this is a little less than 2.5 inches by 2 inches. I also made sure that the space underneath the rectangles were the same on both sides. Cut, glue, and stack layers of paperboard. Glue the paperboard into the box at the bottom of the cutouts. Close the end of the box, cover with paper, cut a portion of clear plastic, cover the bottom of the box with black paper, use tape to secure the clear plastic inside the box, cut layers of paperboard and glue them together, cover with paper, glue them on the top and bottom of the box, roll paper around the pointed end of a toothpick, cut it at a slight angle, and I left the toothpick inside to give it strength. Paint the ends gold, make 4, glue them onto the bottom of the box. For the legs, trace the negative cutout from the TV onto black paper, sketch a rounded corner on the inside and an outer edge. Cut it out, glue it onto the box, and I chose to add a second one in gold. Cut 2 rectangles from scrapbook paper or printables, glue them on the sides, fold over and glue a piece of scrapbook paper, cut it into thin strips, glue them around the rectangles to frame the speakers. And I added some trim to the top for added detail. Glue on beads and buttons for knobs. We cut out printables, glue it around an empty roll of duct tape, place it inside, and we can change the picture on the screen as we turn the tube. make different tubes for different shows, or we can remove the tube, add a flameless tea candle, and a small piece of paperboard to hold the paper in place to make the TV screen glow. We can take it a step further by adding a cell phone so the dolls can watch their favorite shows. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
Bring him, Goomball.
Come with me.
Oh, aren't you cute?
We want to give a shout out to Taylor Hopkins. What's up?
This much.
You planned this all along.
He sure
Of
did.
course I did. Ever since our first encounter, when I learned that your ship was depleted of thermal cylinders.
Oh no!
Lieutenant, let's go.
I am your sister.
Say what? I am going to make a record player for a doll using recycled paperboard, scrapbook paper, cardstock, craft foam, a paper clip, beads, magazines and catalogs, and glue. I start by drawing rectangles onto paperboard, cut them out, stack and glue several together, glue it onto paper, cut it out to cover one side. Cover a long strip of paperboard with scrapbook paper, glue it around the edge to make a tray. Cut a circle of craft foam, cut a thin strip of metallic scrapbook paper and glue around the edge. Unfold a paper clip, push it through the center of the craft foam, trim off the excess, glue it into the tray, cut a rectangle of craft foam, add a few thin strips of metallic paper, cut a piece of the leftover paper clip, bend it, cut 2 small pieces of craft foam, carefully push them onto the paper clip, then push the other end of the paper clip into the rectangle of foam. Trim off the excess, glue on more scrapbook paper for detail, glue it into the tray, cut a rectangle of black paper, then glue on strips of metallic paper, glue on foam and beads for buttons and switches, glue it to the front to complete the record player. When making it in a different size, I'm using a popsicle stick for the sides. Then continue just as before. Now let's make some records. Trace circles onto black cardstock, cut them out, stack and glue a few together, trace and cut out a circle from magazines or catalogs, glue it into the center, make a hole in the center, use a clear drying glue to add texture around the edge to make a record. Place the record at the end of a piece of paper, fold it over so that it is just about covered. Trim off the excess, fold the paper on the sides, creasing the edge, then open it up, cut away the 2 top corner squares, trim the bottom corner squares to make tabs, apply glue to the back of the tabs, then fold over the top to make a sleeve for the record. I can cut a picture out of a magazine and glue it on front to give the sleeve a little style. And when the dolls are ready for a little music, place the record on the record player, set down the needle so the dolls can listen to their favorite song. Resize to fit your doll, and you're done.
Happy crafting!
We can drive through the night, sing along to the midnight radio. Don't wanna wait all my life, can't remain, no delay, gotta let go. We can drive through the night, sing along to the midnight radio. Don't wanna wait all my life, Listen to the midnight radio.
We want to give a shout out to Never Too Old to Play with Dolls. What's up? Chloe, I finally have proof. Proof for what? That Grandma isn't who she says she is. See, look, I found this in her attic. Seriously? And when you place one of these mysterious black circles on the box, it magically makes music.
Sophie, that's just a record player.
A what?
Never mind.
Now that we have our retro doll TV, we need new chairs. So we are going to make some using popsicle sticks, fabric, felt, watercolors, recycled cardboard, a clear drying sealer like Mod Podge, and glue. And remember to always have adult supervision when working with hot objects. I start by taking 12 popsicle sticks, cut off the ends to make them flat, glue 4 together to make a rectangle, measure and cut a popsicle stick, glue it to go across. When it has completely dried, sand the edges round, make 2, connect them using 2 popsicle sticks on both sides. Use watercolors to stain it, and you may want to paint them before you glue them together if you are concerned that the water may dissolve the glue. Then brush it with a sealant or a clear drying glue and allow it to dry. Cut cardboard for the seat and the back of the chair. To give the chair a little extra support, I am going to add another popsicle stick going across the center. Cover the cardboard with felt. I like to glue it in place to make sure it won't shift. Then cover with fabric. First I glue down the sides and then the ends. For the back of the chair, I make the fabric long enough to cover the entire side so that both sides are neat. Glue them in place to make some simple retro-inspired chairs. Add a few pillows. Cut a piece of a fuzzy fabric for a rug. We made a background in a folder like we did in our Easy Doll storage video. Now we need a little table. So I sketch a rounded triangle onto paperboard, cut it out, use it as a pattern to cut more, stack and glue them together, bend open large bobby pins, bend the ends of the bobby pin so we can have more surface area with the paperboard. Paint the bottom and edges, glue a wood grain scrapbook paper on top to make a retro coffee table. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
To give a shout out to LPS Cherries. What's up? Oh, I have nothing to do. Why don't you spend some time with Grandma? We don't really have a lot in common. Well, other than pie. She likes to make pie, I like to eat pie. Sophie, I think she might surprise you. Okay. Hey Grandma, what are you watching? My favorite show. Space Crafters. You like Space Crafters too? You are the coolest grandma ever. So I've been told. But Sophie, get your feet off my coffee table. Oops. Sorry, Grandma. Thank you for joining us for this My Froggy Stuff mashup. Let us know what mashups you would like to see in the comments down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at MyFroggyStuff and the Frog Vlog. And we will see you next time. Bye!
Just take a bite and see that it's gonna be too much to swallow.